Hello everybody, welcome to Knowledge Bits. This time is my first time playing a game on my actual Super Nintendo, so that's nice. If you've watched any of my other videos, you've noticed that I've been playing on the SNES Classic a lot. And I'm going to be playing a game that is not on that. It's called Pirates of Dark Water. You could tell if you already saw it. Maybe you missed it, but point is, that's the game. Pirates of Dark Water, I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. I love this game. It's an old-fashioned beat-em-up, that old arcade feel. And I was going to put it in... I know that there's a hard difficulty. I was going to put it in that, but I'm not going to make this harder than it has to be. But yeah, I love this game. It's very simple. But I have fun with it. And then it has cool music, too. So yeah. Anyways, today I'm going to talk about being positive. Because I feel like that's a huge thing that everyone needs to work on at some point in their lives. I'm sure many of you have encountered people that are more positive than the average person, and they're always pleasant to be around. They just have good energy. It's fun to be around them. But the thing is, I think for a lot of us, it takes being with them to remind ourselves, oh, life's fun, life's enjoyable, life's something, something good. Because the thing is that a lot of times what ends up happening is we get so caught up in whatever is going on in our lives at that point that it gets kind of I was gonna try to break that rock with this guy. Hold on, what's this guy? Tattoo Man? Yeah, kill him. But yeah, we get so caught up in certain things in life that sometimes I feel, at least personally, I've felt that it's kind of hard to be positive sometimes, and it shouldn't be. It's being positive. I think being positive is always a good thing. If you're not positive, it makes life unnecessarily harder. It makes it more difficult. And if you are positive, it makes life more enjoyable. And so that's why I think the key is to... Hold on, this guy is annoying. Oh, well, I guess he's not annoying yet. Dude, just die. There we go. Okay, it's because he's tiny, so he's kind of hard to hit. Hold on. Boom. Boom. It's easy. It's because I know how to play this, that's why. If you don't know how to play this, it's a little challenging. Also, I have it on normal. If it's on hard, it's hard. Harder anyways. Hold on. There we go. But yeah. And this is the thing. Life is going to be challenging at some points. I'm not dismissing that at all. All I'm saying is that why not make life more enjoyable? Why not just have fun with life? It sucks. One thing I tell my nephew sometimes is well, would you rather be happy or sad? And it's well, happy is the clear choice, right? But sometimes it's hard because our brains try to trick us into oh, well, this isn't right or this isn't good, and because it's not the way we want it to be, then life kind of sucks at that moment. And that's not necessarily the truth, because think about it this way: how much shit goes on in the world that isn't to your liking? Just because it's not to your liking doesn't mean that you can't find things that you appreciate about life. Know what I'm saying? Boom. There we go. Yeah, and that's why I think it's important to talk about positivity, because this is the thing. I struggled with it as a kid. I try to be positive now. I try to look for things that I enjoy in life or appreciate. Oh, if those rocks get you, you're probably gonna die. But yeah, and it sucked because in the moment, it's not like I wanted to be upset or angry or whatever I was feeling. It's just that it was very hard for me to stop thinking about what bugged me, And it's a habit. It takes time. Oh, break. Well, apparently not. I know I can do a special move too. I'll show you right now. This. But if you hit them, it takes your life away, which is really stupid. But I just don't want to Ooh, it's boss time. But yes, positivity. It's essential to being happy in your life. You ever watch Pirates of Dark Water back in the, when was this, the 90s? You know Boloth was the bad guy. Oh, the thing was, I watched it a little bit. I didn't really watch it. I mostly just played this game, which is all the knowledge I have from Pirates of Dark Water. Damn, he's really easy. Oh, okay. I spoke too soon. Ah, dude. There we go. He's dead, I think. Yeah, I got him. Yeah, he's pretty easy. It's just because I know how to fight him. But yeah, I love this game. I honestly think it's one of the better beat 'em ups for the SNES. And in the 90s, I mean, this is pretty good. Sure, it could be cleaned up a little bit. Don't get me, especially those graphics. They're pretty nasty, to be honest. But it gets the gist done. You know, it gets the job done. You get the gist of it. Anyways, yes. So positivity. One thing I want to mention is it's very important to talk to yourself in a positive way. For example, I think this has been a thing since like the 2000, like from 2010 and on. I've heard it more. Maybe it's because social media is a little more, like, got a lot more, like, even kids started using social media at that point. But one thing that I always thought was terrible is there's people that would always talk like just negatively about themselves. You know, it's like, oh, I'm stupid, or I'm trash, or I'm something like that. And I always think it's very bad to do that. It's not a good habit to create, because the thing is that whether you like it or not, what you say to yourself, you're gonna start to believe. Even if you're just joking around, you're telling your brain like, hey, this is a fact. And I forgot about that. Look at that. The water heals me. You're telling your brain, hey, this is what I think about myself. And even if it's not true, your brain's gonna be like, oh, okay, then that's the information it's gonna store. You know what I mean? So you got to be very careful, because psychologically you're psyching yourself out to be like, oh, well, I'm trash, or I'm stupid, or whatever. And I don't know, it's just people, especially young people, need to be careful with that. I know with friends sometimes people joke around and stuff, and I don't think that's a big deal. But when you start saying it about yourself, it's not a good thing. Hey, I got a life. I saw it too. I was like, there's something back there. I forget about the secrets a lot here. But yeah, because this is the thing. As far as I know, you know, like if someone were to tell me like, oh, you suck at this, I'd be like, screw you, like I'm better than you at this, or I'm really good at this, or whatever, you know. But my brain is kind of accustomed. Dude, stop punching me. My brain is kind of accustomed to being like, you know what, if someone tells you something bad or negative about yourself, you have to fight back, because those thoughts are not my thoughts, you know. And so why should I accept those thoughts? And I think that has a lot to do with self-esteem too. I've always been a person that I've had pretty good self-esteem. I've always had a lot of confidence about myself and my potential and my abilities. I can admit when I'm not good at something, but I never admit that I'm never going to be good at something. I don't know if that makes sense, but my point is, for example, let's say when it comes to skiing, my girlfriend and I, we went skiing one time, a long time ago. This was the first year we were dating. It was just a whim. We ended up, oh, I got him. Hold on. Damn, I have a lot of lives. Maybe I should have put it in hard. Yeah, maybe I should put it. I don't know. I'm kind of kicking ass right now. I mean, it is a second level, but still, you're dead. Yeah. So, anyways, we went skiing, right? We were in Yosemite, and it was snowing over there. So we played in the snow, and then we just started driving around. We saw a place where people could ski. So we rented some skis. It was very fun. And out of nowhere, I forgot what happens here. Okay. And yeah, we ended up renting. Oh, I got hit. Renting the skis and everything. I wanted to snowboard, but you know. Anyways, we skied, right? And we took like the beginner course. It was like a little mini training thing, and then we could use the skis for as long as we want till the end of the day or whatever. So we did that because neither of us had ever skied before. So what happened was the guy was he was just teaching us basic stuff, right? And my girlfriend was doing all right. She was keeping up with what he was talking about. But for whatever reason, And this is the thing, I have way better eye-hand coordination than she does, and I'm naturally better at sports than she is probably. But she was getting the hang of it like normally, like she was getting it pretty well. And for me, I was like, why is this hard? Like, I was having trouble standing and like doing basic movements, and she was fine, and a lot of other people were fine too, but I happened to be struggling a lot. And then I would do certain things. From what I remember, it's been a while, so she can correct me later if I'm wrong. But I was trying to like walk or something, and I just couldn't. I kept on falling, and then I would get back up, and then I would keep falling and keep getting back up. And my girlfriend was like, I don't know if she was trying to help me or not, but I remember the instructor was trying to help me. He's like, oh, do you need any help? And I would be like, no, like, I got this. And so my girlfriend saw it as me being stubborn, and sure, a part of it is definitely stubbornness, but for me, it's like, it's not about admitting that I can't do it, it's about giving up. So my self-esteem is saying like, hey, I might not be getting it right now, but that just means you have to get back up and keep trying. Even if I don't get it as fast as the average person, I still have to keep going, because chances are I will get it. It's just taking me longer than the average person. And there's nothing wrong with that. The reason I bring that up is because I'm gonna kill you guys. Hold on. Oh, I killed him. Look at Tattoo Man. That's a Ninja Turtles thing right there. I wonder if they took it from there. Anyways, oh, by the way, I guess it was licensed by Hanna-Barbera. I didn't know that this was a Hanna-Barbera cartoon, because Hanna-Barbera, I think, is Bugs Bunny of them, right? But yeah, which makes sense though, because Sunsoft. So Sunsoft also made another game I'm planning on playing called Bugs Bunny Rabbit Rampage. And I love that game. But anyways, that's Bugs Bunny, right? So Sunsoft, I guess, made all the Hanna-Barbera related stuff. Anyways, the reason I bring it up is because for me, I'm like, just because I can't do something well right away doesn't mean that I suck at something. It doesn't mean I'm terrible. It doesn't mean that there's something wrong with me or that I'm worse than the average person. It just means, okay, I need to try harder. That's all it is. And so it's important for me to think like that, because what if I'm trying to accomplish something in my life, but because of one mishap or one setback, I'm like, you know what, I can't do this. That's a very giving up kind of attitude. I hate that. I don't like giving up. If it's something that doesn't matter to you, then sure, stop doing it, But if it's something where it's like, no, this matters to me, but I haven't gotten there yet. For example, YouTube. I'm sure at this point, I have no one besides my... Okay, this guy's a punk. I have no one pretty much besides my nephew or my girlfriend that watches this. But just because I haven't had any subscribers outside of them doesn't mean I'm just gonna be like, oh, you know what, I didn't do it, I wasn't able to make it in YouTube. It's like, dude, I'm barely starting. It's just gonna take time. This guy's a little punk. Yeah, it's part of the reason why I got Ayaz. I like his sword. But yeah, and it's important to have confidence in yourself. And speaking of yourself positively has to do a lot with that. I'm trying to get him without getting killed. Look at that drop kick. I got him. Anyways, yeah. Speaking to yourself positively is very important, because the thing is that, well, I think I've mentioned it before. It's like, you have to live with yourself 100% of the time. You are the only person who is going to be with you 100% of the time. So if you, who is your biggest influence, is telling yourself negative things, it's going to suck. Life's going to be hard. It's going to be rough. And let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 levels, maybe 7 if there's an extra for the final boss. It's very metal-ish music. I love it. Old games back in the day. If you've ever played Batman for the NES, it has some metal music. It's really cool. Hold on. Dude, this music's cool. It's pretty good. I think that was a big reason why I played this game too. Back then I mean, even now I'm still big on music. It's just that back then I think I was more easily influenced in music, and because there was a lot of video games with like very whatever music. Whenever something had a good soundtrack, I was like, yeah. Especially metal. I think metal just gets the blood pumping for me. Anyways, guys, stay positive. Hold on, I'm gonna play a little bit more. Yes, stay positive. Talk to yourself in a good way. It's very important to talk to yourself in a good way, to think well of yourself. Because if you don't think well of yourself, and you're the person that's gonna be influencing yourself the most, it's like, dude, let me put it this way. Do you like when someone else says something negative about you? If the answer is no, why would you say something negative about yourself? If you would, like, let's say this, you're a nice person, right? You wouldn't say anything shitty to a person, like, oh, you're a piece of shit. Like, you wouldn't say that to a person because you know how offensive it could be. If you would not say it to anyone else, why would you say it to yourself? It's not healthy. I mean, you could think of it what you will, but I think it's not healthy. Anyways, if you like this, like, comment, subscribe, share, do whatever you gotta do. Anyways, this is Pirates of Darkwater. I'm gonna keep playing. We'll see how long we go, okay? I'll probably beat it, to be honest. Alright, goodbye, everybody.